Alright guys, it is Tuesday, July 6th, 2021 at 5:17 p.m. Alright guys, so pray for the people of Florida and the people of the Keys and the people of Tampa and the whole side of west side of Florida because we're getting Elsa. Here we go. National Hurricane Center. We have Tropical Storm Elsa with maximum sustained winds of 60 knots or 70 miles an hour. Minimum central pressure of 998 millibars, located at 25.8 north and 83.0 west. Movement north at 9 knots or 10 miles an hour. Alright, so Elsa is tracking to get either close to Tampa or either go to Tampa or get close to Tampa as it moves up the west side of Florida. Hopefully it takes a course to the west more and goes out into the ocean and doesn't affect people, but as of right now it's pretty much moving north. And let's take a look. We have key messages for Tropical Storm Elsa. Heavy rain will impact Cuba tonight, resulting in significant flooding and mudslides as Elsa moves across the western and northern Florida peninsula through Wednesday. Heavy rainfall may result in considerable flash urban and minor to isolated moderate river flooding. Mid to late week, heavy rainfall across southeast Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and southeastern Virginia may result in isolated flash and urban flooding, with considerable flash and urban flooding possible across Georgia and low country of South Carolina. There is a danger of life-threatening storm surge along portions of the west coast of Florida tonight and Wednesday, and storm surge warning is in effect for that area. So heads up for the west coast of Florida. Be careful if you're at the beach. I've seen a lot of people fishing and doing these things right at the coast, especially when there's a storm coming, is not advisable. Be very careful if you're swimming. Please get out of the water because you could have rip currents with this storm coming in. Alright, number 3. Hurricane conditions are expected tonight and early Wednesday along a portion of the west coast of Florida where a hurricane warning is in effect. Tropical storm conditions are occurring across portions of the Florida Keys and will spread northward along the west coast of the state within the warning area through Wednesday morning. Although the center of Elsa is expected to remain inland of the coastline from Georgia through the Carolinas during the next couple of days, tropical storm conditions are expected for portions of the southern Georgia and are possible elsewhere along much of the coast of Georgia and South Carolina. Alright guys, so they have been talking about the possibility of this storm becoming a hurricane because it's right at the edge, right at the border of either intensifying a little bit more and becoming a hurricane. So we got to keep an eye on that as well. Alright, next here are the peak storm surge forecast graphic. We have 1 to 3 feet by Flamingo, 2 to 4 feet by Bonita Beach in Eaglewood, 3 to 5 feet in Tampa Bay area, 2 to 4 feet in Osceola River, Okeechobee River area, and Indian Pass 1 to 2 feet in peak storm surge. Then we have the Georgia and South Carolina border, 1 to 2 feet out in the ocean. But you guys have to keep in mind that the storm is going to be crossing over Florida and heading into Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. So it's going to be bringing storm surge for the west coast of Florida as well as the Georgia and South Carolina area and the water. Alright. Here we go with surface wind field of Tropical Storm Elsa. Alright, so we have Tropical Storm Watch for Georgia and South Carolina. We have Hurricane Warning for the Tampa area right here. We have Tropical Storm Warning below the Tampa area to the Keys. And then above the Tampa area, Tropical Storm Warning as a little bit into the Panhandle and then a little bit into Georgia as well. So we got to keep in mind that the wind field is going to be affecting this whole western side of Florida, and parts of Georgia and South Carolina have warnings and a tropical storm watch and tropical storm warnings and hurricane warnings for the Tampa area. Alright, let's take a look at what Elsa looks like right now. This is Elsa approaching the Tampa areas. You see it here. Tampa's right over here, and here she is approaching. Alright. This is the Gulf. Alright, so look at what's below Texas over here. This is not a named storm or anything, but it is in itself bringing plenty of rain to Texas and Mexico. So also heads up for Texas and Mexico on this side of the Gulf. So here is Elsa bringing the rain and storm clouds as it approaches the Tampa area. Alright. Okay. So this is what the storm looks like, Elsa, as it approaches Florida. It's going to be heading, as you see, the clouds are extending over Florida. So the Georgia and South Carolina Gulf Coast are going to be expecting or experiencing rain and storms as well. So it's going to be going across Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, possibly coming out into the Atlantic, and possibly affecting the New England area as well. So heads up for the whole East Coast. It's not a major hurricane or anything, but it is a storm that is going to be bringing a lot of rain and gusty winds. So heads up. Alright, let's take a look at what we have here. Hurricane warnings issued for Florida's west coast as Tropical Storm Elsa heads for landfall on Wednesday. Tropical Storm Elsa is strengthening in the Gulf of Mexico. It could strike Florida's west coast as a hurricane tonight into Wednesday. Elsa will then track through southeast Georgia, the eastern Carolinas, and southwest Virginia late into Thursday. Says Tropical Storm Elsa is gaining strength in the Gulf of Mexico and will scrape Florida's west coast, including parts of the Tampa-St. Petersburg metro, possibly as a hurricane through early Wednesday, with storm surge, high winds, flooding rain, and isolated tornadoes. Elsa is centered just over 150 miles southwest or south-southwest of Tampa, Florida, and is tracking north at 10 miles an hour. Early Tuesday afternoon, the Air Force Reserve hurricane hunters found flight-level winds in Elsa were stronger and surface pressure lower, as Elsa attempted to fly off both dry air and wind shear tropical hostile for intensification. This prompted the National Hurricane Center to issue hurricane warnings for areas near the west coast of Florida from Tampa Bay northward to Steinhatchee. This warning, meaning hurricane conditions are expected, includes Tampa, St. Petersburg, and Cedar Key. So we have hurricane warning for the Tampa Bay area and tropical storm warning as well for the rest of the west coast of Florida. We have tropical storm watch in parts of Georgia and South Carolina, and parts of tropical storm watch in central Florida and the northern area above central Florida. So tropical storm warnings that extend from parts of the Florida Keys to inland parts of North Florida and near the coast of southeast Georgia. This includes Marco Islands, Naples, Sanibel Island, and St. Simmons Island. Tropical storm conditions with winds of 39 plus miles an hour will continue to spread northward across these areas through Wednesday. A tropical storm watch extends north from Almata Sound, Georgia, to South Santee River, South Carolina. Tropical storms conditions could spread into the Georgia and South Carolina watch areas Wednesday into Thursday. Bands of heavy rain and gusty winds continue to spread up the Florida peninsula. These rain bands could also produce isolated tornadoes at times. Wind gusts up to 70 miles an hour have been clocked amid the heavy rain in the Key West, and flooding has been reported in the lower Keys. A tornado watch has been issued for parts of the Florida peninsula until 11 p.m. Eastern Time. So we have a lot of heads up coming in for Florida, parts of South Carolina, and Georgia. Alright. So here is the in inches, the rain possibility here. We have up to 4 to 6 inches coming into Tampa, western side of Florida, as well as Tallahassee and Jacksonville area and parts of South Georgia. So heads up, we are getting a lot of rain, so possibility of flash flood is there. Please be prepared. Alright, we have, these are the tracks, the model tracks as they're showing it going over Florida, over Georgia, over South Carolina, over North Carolina, and possibly parts of Virginia, New Jersey area, and then off either it could go over the New England area, or it could be off into the ocean. Don't know yet, but there's possibility there. So heads up for you guys as well. All right, this is the radar right now. Over Florida as it approaches. You see Tampa's over here. Here is it affecting the southern western part of Florida, bringing all this rain in here. So heavy gust and flooding possible for the high tide for the ocean. Heavy floods coming in, rain, gusty winds. So it's gonna be a heck of a doozy getting hit by Elsa. Alright, let's take a look at Elsa. Says, I'm no expert, but it sure looks like it's going to be difficult for the center to miss Tampa completely. Remember, small wiggles matter. So we don't know if it's going to miss Tampa or not, but the way it's looking, it looks like it's going to hit St. Petersburg, Tampa, head on. Pray, pray, pray that it steers away. Alright. See if there's any other news. Says, organizing core clear on live radar. The Hurricane Center calls for Elsa to become a hurricane before landfall, and it sure looks like it's happening. Local impacts remain the same. Gusty downpours with a risk of tornadoes tonight and early tomorrow. For the Tampa-St. Petersburg area, heads up. Says Elsa is a cute little storm, less than 100 miles across. Of course, impacts extend further out than that. So, heads up, guys. And then we have here, it says check out the convection and lightning on the west-northwest side of the development eye wall of Elsa. Look at that. That is interesting right there. Alright. So I'm just scrolling through to see if there's any other information. Yep. Tampa friends, stay safe from Carolina Castillo. Yeah, pretty much it could be a Category 1 hurricane as it comes into land. Alright guys, so I'm just giving you guys a heads up, a warning for areas of Tampa and the western side of Florida. Alright guys, I'm just looking to see if there's any other news. There's some people here you get already with flooding happening and in their ponchos walking about. Alright, so it doesn't look like there's anything else that they're saying about Elsa. Just wanted to give you guys a heads up. Stay safe if you live in Florida. Please be prepared for people in Georgia, people in South Carolina, people in North Carolina. It's time to get prepared. Hurricane season is here, and we have a storm at our door named Elsa. Hopefully she lets it go and doesn't attack us too badly. Alright guys, hit like and subscribe for more news, and see you guys next time. Prayers for the west coast of Florida, and prayers for everybody out there. God bless you guys.